Hello, my people. Don't forget, this is done the best for Africa. One, I'm in Kiri. As you know, right here, I'm in Philippines. Okay, this is my school. You can see Savio College, St. Dominic Savio College. Okay, this is one of my lecturer here. So, hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. They done the best for Africa. Can they everyone and clean so why they are? Well, my name is Bailan Afodem. I'm one of the professors in St. Dominic Savio College and part of administration.
He's a professor here in Philippines. No be. So today, I want him to tell us more about studying in Philippines. If it's advisable for someone like from Nigeria, someone from Ghana, Cameroon, African as a whole, or even people from because here in Philippines, I saw so many Indians, uncountable Indians studying nursing here in Philippines. So can you tell me more about studying in Philippines?
Well, studying in Philippines is very good. Philippines, they have a very quality education when it comes to academics. As a matter of fact, they are number one in the whole world in the number of universities and the college before America. Nigerians have been studying here. It's not only Indians, Ghanaians, Cameroonians, and so on, other nationalities like you mentioned. I studied here also, and after which I took up psychology, and I'm a registered psychologist. I'm practicing psychology. I have my own clinic, which is Extreme Mind Psychological Clinic. I'm also from Nigeria. I studied here, and I'm also teaching here. I worked before in a psychological clinic before I go into academy. So the only thing I'm telling you,
Wait. You say you work because a lot of people saying that there's no work here in Philippines. So it baffles me. You understand? You say you work here in Philippines
yes, I work here in the Philippines. I'm working here also in the Philippines.
as my lecturer now. So he's just trying to clear that mindset of people saying there's no job in Philippines. It depends. It depends. You cannot tell me there's no job because everyone here, those people working here Philippines, are there no human? Cameroon work here in Philippines. Ghanaians work here. Other nationalities work here. Even Nigeria, as you can see, he's a Nigerian. So, but I just want him to tell us more about studying in Philippines. That is more reason of my interview with him.
Okay, before going on about studying in the Philippines, I would just like to put more light when you talk of people are not working here. According to Philippines law or immigration law per se, or labor law, let's use labor law, student visa cannot work. It's just not only in Philippines, even in America. I know in some of the states where you're having a student visa, you cannot work. It is well spelled with labor that when you are using a student visa, you cannot work. But when you have a married visa, when you have a working visa, when you have other kind of visa, you can work and as well you can study. So you cannot say there is no work in the Philippines. If you qualified, you can work. There is work in the Philippines. I'm working here in the Philippines. I've even worked in a psychological clinic in government before I go into academia, like I said earlier in my speech. So going back to academics, Philippines, they have a quality education. When I mean quality education, American standards. You're already here. I don't need to tell you. We have so many foreigners, America and so on, who come to Philippines to study, which you can see. When you look at St. Dominic Savio, you see we have ISO. ISO means international standard.
Can you show me the ISO? Can you show me this? Yeah, that is the St. Dominic Savio ISO.
ISO means International Standard Organization, which means that even if you want to transfer to another country or you graduated from the Philippines, when you go to another country, your TOR, your result, everything is the same. It will be accepted and they will give you credit on that. So they have quality education. I'm not
Okay. Now you are advising people to come and study here in Philippines.
very well. I advise people to come and study here. If I tell people not to come and study here, that means I'm enemy of people. Why? Because I studied here in the Philippines. I'm not trying to brag about myself. I know I got something from Philippines University.
Okay, my able lecturer and a wonderful friend. He's a lecturer and also my friend. So, what about their like tuition fee? Because in some Western world, they will be telling you tuition fee millions, billion, all this high rate of tuition fee. So, what do you have to tell us about tuition fee here in Philippines?
Once you are financially okay, tuition here in the Philippines, even as a foreigner, it's very well affordable. That's why you see some Americans, some from London, British, and so on from European world, they come here to study because it's very cheap. Okay, let's see. In a private school here in the Philippines, you pay according to units, the number of units you're taking. Let's say you're having a full unit, which will be about 23 units or 25 units, depends on the cost. That might be costing you as a foreigner, there about 30 something thousand pesos. If you change 30 something thousand pesos to dollar, about $700 to $800, which is affordable. If you
Is it
can.
per semester or?
Per semester. It's per semester. And nobody is asking you to pay like other countries. You need to deposit some certain amount of money before you come over. You just have to apply for a school. Once you have got your acceptance letter or admission letter, you just come. When you come over to Philippines, that is when you pay. So if any person is telling you to pay school fees before coming, that is a lie. You just pay your school fees when you must have been in the Philippines.
So you don't need to pay any tuition fee why in Nigeria or why in Ghana or any part of the world unless you step your feet here in Philippines.
You must step your feet here in the Philippines before you start paying. So this tuition fee, I can say it's very much affordable compared to other countries.
Okay, now my next question is what about student life? What I mean by student life, like socializing or their apartment, their rent, their living expenses here. What do you have to say about that?
Living is also very cheap in the Philippines. You know, there is one philosophy of life. You cannot, how will I say it? A philosophy of life is you have to live. If you are earning 1,000 pesos or 1,000 naira, for example, problem more than 1,000 pesos or 1,000 naira can never come unless you want to live an extravagant life. So it depends on individual. Here you can see two rooms and parlor, 5,000 pesos, which is about $100. Here you can see a full apartment for that same amount. So it depends. Some students just come here to enjoy themselves, forget that they have come here to study. But when I mean it's okay. Depends on the person.
Okay, but when we are talking about the this side, we also talk about this side. What of when in the aspect of Dorime, because a student sometimes you need to flex now. So someone told me that as I even see and experience, I think Filipino is like tourist country like Dubai. What do you have to say about that?
It's a tourist country. That was give them money. They don't have natural resources. They live by tourists. They have 7,000 plus island 7,000 plus island in the Philippines. So that's why people come here to enjoy themselves.
Because I'm seeing a lot of Americans here. I'm seeing a lot of Japanese and Germany, different nationalities. I'm seeing them here. So I'm wondering why did they leave a place like America, European countries, and come to Philippines?
You can see a five-star hotel for $500. Maybe in other part of the world, you're paying $1,000, 1,000 euro. Come over to Philippines, you'll be paying $200 or $300 for a five-star hotel. Well, it depends on the person anyways. Like I said, life is good for me. I don't stop people from enjoying themselves. Life, it's you live it once. No work and no play make Jack a dull boy. But the most importantly, you have to be control of whatever you are doing. You have to be control. You need to enjoy yourself. You don't have to keep study. No, everything everything you do, activities, play on the campus, is part of education. Personally, I don't believe in exam. I don't evaluate my student based on exam, because when you give exam here in the Philippines, there is a system they are using. Before you, we have it's divided into three. We have prelims, we have midterms, and we have finals. And you must give student point of review before the exam. So when I give you where to review, then you come back, you give me what I have given you. Any person who wants to pass will pass, unless you don't want to study. I agree. Education is very difficult and very expensive. It's very easier to do business than to study. If you are very familiar with one particular business and you have the capital, you do well. But when it comes to education, you wake up early in the morning, you don't sleep, you do assignment and so on and so forth. It's not easy to study. I understand that as a teacher. So I'm also conscious of that. So my policy is a teacher is also a learner. I learn something from my student. Being a teacher does not mean I'm that so perfect more than my students, because there are things we are now in industry 4.0. Some countries are going industry 5.0. So artificial world, people are studying, people are surfing. If I go inside the class, I want to teach for a particular topic, I will just go about that topic, I will revise, I will prepare for the lesson. But don't forget that I have given my student curriculum. I'm giving my students syllabus, so they are studying, they are reading ahead of time. So that does not mean they don't know it. It's vice versa. When I'm teaching, I'm learning as well. It's a two-way traffic. So the system now is this: you just tell them what they want to hear, give them what they need. What you need as a teacher in this time, in this era, is just to monitor them. This is not the time you have to impose knowledge in them, because don't be surprised some students even know better than you as a teacher. So what I'm trying to say, I don't believe in exam or evaluation or whatever. You just need to bring something out of them. You need to create something out of it. I will tell you, go home and read chapter 1, go home and read page 2. When you come back, you are giving me what I have given you. So you need to be versatile. If out of that chapter 1 or page 1 or page 2, whatever, what are you going to create out of that? Not remembering them what they have studied. So that's what I believe as a teacher.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Sir Bailon. One more last question before we round up, and also I show them. You can see my co-students. Actually, the school is over. Okay, you know, here in Philippines, they always believe they love basketball very well, very very well. You know, volleyball and so many sports. They like sports here in Philippines. Okay, you can see them. You can see them. So the school is over. They're just enjoying themselves. Thank you. Okay, one more question, sir. Before I go, I'll leave you. What do you have to say about racism? Is there any racism here in Philippines?
This word racist is just a word. I have argued this thing with a lot of people. Let's tell ourselves the truth. If we are in Nigeria, I come from Nigeria. If we are in Nigeria, both of us come from Nigeria, and we have another foreigner, no matter how good that foreigner is, I will still give you a professional treatment because you're my brother. It doesn't mean that we'll not attend to that person. So what we call racist is what we have in mind. It's assumption, it's interpretation. So I don't really know the definition of racism for people. I studied here. I married a Filipino. I have encountered ugly experiences and some certain things, but that does not mean they are racist. You know, we have, when you talk of this word racist, it's individual. You don't have to generalize it. I agree, some people can be something else, but this racist of a thing is not when somebody is doing what he or she wants. And remember, this thing has been a long-standing attitude, personality in that very person. You cannot just change it. The problem we are having, I'm not saying that there is nothing like races, but we bring in Africa, or we bring in Nigeria. This is my life, this is my personality, and this is what I wanted to get from this person. When I don't get it, I define it as racist. No, for me, it's not. I have not experienced, but I cannot tell you that I have not experienced ugly situation on certain things. If I call it a racist, it becomes. If I don't call it, it goes this way. Interpretation is thoughts. Okay. In this life, we have what we call a wheel of mental health. In that wheel of mental health, we have feelings, we have emotions, we have personality, we have attitudes. When I'm calling a Filipino or my student, oh, come here, he said, wait, let me talk to someone. If I feel that it's a racist, it becomes a racist to me. Maybe it's very important, or there is urgency in that thing that that person wanted to attend to. So when that empathy matters a lot, you need to be in someone's shoes. This life is just like a pain. And when you talk of pains, when you feel pains for yourself, that means you are living, you are alive. But when you feel pain of other people, that is human. So sometimes in life, we need to be in someone's shoes. We need to find out the reason.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So one more thing I want to ask you. So if someone from Nigeria want to come over to Philippines to study, don't forget we are talking professionally on study. We are talking on study. We are discussing on study. Okay. So if someone wants to come over to Philippines to study, um, or do anything at all, he or she want to do in Philippines, what is the best way, the easiest way to come over to Philippines?
It's so simple. Many schools, they have website. Check the website, make a choice on school you want to study. Send them an email. You are intent on particular course you want to study, right? Then they will send you an acceptance letter. Some school, they pay a little amount of money. Or to make it easier for you, you are sending emails, waiting for the reply. You can call someone who's already in the Philippines studying. Tell me the programs they offer in your school. Then that person can help you. Like my school is so cheap, that person will just go to registrar and get you acceptance letter. You don't even need to write exam. Just submit an application. If it's a BS, you submit your WAEC, or what's the other result they are using? NECO result or GCE, anyone. with a data page of your passport. Once you submit it, you write an application letter, submit the course you want to study. They will send you the letter. Then send it through DHL or any courier service you will, because they don't accept.
Just I have been getting a lot of admission to people, and a lot of people have been calling me. But before I will accept to bring any admission for anyone, I will make sure that he or she is serious, because so many people, what they care for is how much, how much, how much, how much. But at the end of everything, you see that they are on serious set of people. You understand? So now you are telling me that the best way to come over to Philippines is through study.
Not just through study. If you want to study, it's through study. Not if you want to study, you are coming with tourist visa or with working visa. No, there is student visa. If you want to study, come with student visa. If you are coming for as a tourist, come with tourist visa. So you can convert it. And you need to explain to them that immigration is part of education in the Philippines. When you don't study, they are giving 1 year visa for student visa, 1 year student resident visa. And if you want to extend, they will check your grade and make sure you go to school. So if you don't go to school, they will not extend it. They will ask you to go home. The visa will be denied. That is another thing. So you make sure that if you're coming for study, make sure you study, you go to school.
And the Philippine certificate via study are well acceptable in the whole world.
In the whole world, like I show you with the school where you're studying, you see ISO is acceptable as long as that school has license. That is another thing. You don't just go to any school. There are schools, many schools, they don't have a license to accept foreigners. So if you are getting admission for people, or if you want to study, make sure that school has approval to accept foreign students, because if they don't have, after 4 years course or 2 years graduate school, your result is just nonsense, null and void.
Just as this our Saint Dominic Saviour, we
They
are
have approval to give admit foreign student, and their ISO certification that even if you want to transfer to another country, they will credit some of the subjects you have had. When you graduate here and go there, another country, go to another country, they can also accept you because it's a international standard.
okay. Thank you, my able lecturer. I really appreciate your time and your effort to explain things in order, in accordance, and thank you so much. Keep it up, okay? So, you guys have heard it. If you want to come over to Philippines to study, it's well encouraging. Trust me. So many Indians, they told us that India is the place if you want to do operation. But here in Philippines, there's so many uncountable Indians studying here in Philippines. Even Americans, Japanese, Germany, other nationalities, they're here in Philippines because it's more easier and cheaper. And Philippines is one of the English speaking country among the whole Asia country. So
The school where we are now, St. Dom, we have American, we have Chinese, we have India, we have almost the whole nationalities. So it's not just in other school. Here in our school, we have also.
okay, we can hear you. So the best way to come over here as a student is through study visa. Go to the website and make some research, or to make it more easier, you can contact anyone here in Philippines to do it for you. If you still want me to do it for you, come to my inbox. For only serious students, only serious people, come to my inbox and I will tell you what it costs, what it's required to get you admission here, and I will send it to Nigeria for your visa. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you once again, Sir Sabailon. Really appreciate. Thank you.